Welcome to TD Garden. Meghan Ottolini here with Justin Turpin of WEEI, and we are coming to you from the 123 to 116 loss Celtics against the Cavs. This is their second loss this week after that disappointing Pistons game on the road. And Turp, I'll just start with what I think is the big takeaway for me, what I wrote about for weei.com just a couple moments ago, is 13 three-point attempts in the second half. That to me is so uncharacteristic of this team and how they've won. I don't care that Kristaps Porzingis was in street clothes. I don't care that Drew Holiday was in street clothes and has a mallet finger, which
It
we
doesn't
all
sound
Googled,
pleasant.
which we all Googled this week. That's unacceptable.
No, and when they got out to that early lead, they led by as many as 22. They did it with the three ball. They made 7 of their first 9. And obviously they weren't going to continue at that pace, but we saw it was working, right? They were getting open shots for the most part. They were all open looks, and then they got away from it. And part of that is Cleveland adjusting, but part of that is them kind of falling into the trap of what Cleveland wants them to do. And they took the bait and they were driving kind of aimlessly. They weren't really having any objectives to these drives. They were just going in. They weren't really looking to kick. And it was mostly the Jays, and they were great tonight. There was 83 combined points for them. But when they don't shoot the three ball, it's when they get away from it, they're not the same team.
Absolutely. Like this game got off to such a hot start. As you said, it was 25-3 at one point in the first quarter. It was unbelievable the tear that they went on, the way that the Celtics were shooting. That was obviously not sustainable. Like nobody's expecting them to sustain that. But you come out of that first half with 26 three-point attempts to drop to just half of that in the second half. It reminds me a little bit of how we talk about the Celtics playing here, playing at home, that they have such a tougher time defending the parquet at TD Garden than being on the road. And I think some of it is just where they live, where everybody is coming at them, the target's on their back, and they just can't let a team, even as relentless and good as Cleveland, dictate how they're going to go about their game, especially in the second half.
Yeah, especially when they're not doing the other things, right? When they're getting away from the three-point shooting, but they're also not rebounding. They're not defending. They're letting Cleveland dictate the matchups on the other side. I mean, Cleveland got back into this game in the fourth quarter by just relentlessly attacking Sam Hauser. And I mean, I've been a really, defender of his defense, and I side with Joe Mazzulla that he's actually a better defender than people give him credit. But tonight, that case took a big hit because he was picked on the entire fourth quarter. And I mean, that's the thing, is the Celtics are usually the matchup hunting team. They're the ones that are going to dictate what they want offensively. And tonight, other than the first quarter, I mean, Cleveland really dominated that.
You mentioned Sam Hauser, and he's somebody who is typically a depth player for this team. Now they were shorthanded, as I mentioned before. Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday were out, but I do think that this was a tough night for the Celtics bench.
Yeah, it was really tough. I don't have the final numbers in front of me. I want to say 34-6 was the final score, bench score numbers. I'll double check that and we'll put it in the description. But yeah, that's not acceptable. And obviously it's tough, right? Like you said, they were down Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, and to that Sam Hauser point, he's not going to be in the closing minutes, in the closing fourth quarter moments come the playoffs. Like that's just not going to be a thing. But they do need more from the bench.
All the context of tonight aside, I do think that Celtics fans and maybe just some of our friends in the media sleep on the Cavs.
Yeah.
Even though they're the top seeded team in the Eastern Conference and considered probably one of top 3 teams in the entire NBA right now, there's still this sense of, well, the Celtics are going to roll over anybody in the East because they are so talented, because they are the defending champs. Even though you're shorthanded and all the context around tonight, do you feel any differently about the Cavs, especially now seeing DeAndre Hunter for the first time?
I really don't, because I've been high on this team all year. I mean, I don't know how you can't be. They've lost 10 games the entire year. I mean, they've had so many long winning streaks. And I know the Celtics snapped the first one when they were 15-0, but they came in here a couple other times and they've had these long winning streaks. So I've been high on that team from the start. They have plenty of talent, and Joe Mazzulla has really maintained that. They were a good team last year. It's just they couldn't stay healthy, and they're a little bit on the younger side. So now with Kenny Atkinson, things are a lot different, and that's a really good team. So I'm not really changing my stance on them. I'm sure others might, but then There's others going to just be like, yeah, the Celtics are down Drew and Kristaps. It really doesn't count.
I like that. Your stance is I've been right all along,
Yes.
so I don't need to adjust. And I really like that for you. It's a good place to start. It's a good place for us to finish because, oh my gosh, the next 2 weeks that the Celtics have are stacked. And it starts with Denver on Sunday. The following Saturday, you have the Lakers back here at TD Garden on Saturday night. We're definitely going to be broadcasting after that game, so you don't want to miss it because it's going to be crazy. And then you get OKC, the Thunder, on the following Wednesday on March 12th. So don't miss any of that. Find us on our YouTube channel. Find us on all your WEI social channels, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're all over the place. So there's no excuse. Don't miss us. But thank you for watching.